You know what? We're wearing leggings today because I'm giving myself another week before I have to put jeans on. I figured that out in my own brain today, and I said, you know what, Queen, you don't have to wear jeans for a week.
Me?
I was seeing if that was gonna, I was gonna see if she was gonna hear that I said Queen.
I did hear you say Queen.
Because she's been rubbing off. Yes! Okay, seriously, I would normally wear jeans, but I'm at this weird stage, and women will understand. I'm at this weird stage where my big jeans are too big, and then the jeans that I bought 6 months ago are just after fallen season and bacon and stuff. So, you know, we're just not comfy right now. So we're gonna work it out. Where are those other mics? So first we'll do with your screw. Okay. Next time we should order pretty.
That's annoying. They're on the same number, but they're not the same length.
Which is a new saddle. It shouldn't be stretched out yet.
No.
Let me do a little test.
Like they're a hair. Them and they were sold out.
So
Fancy.
we're gonna get you some jeans that are about 3 inches longer,
Oh,
and we're gonna
These are
get you
too
some
short?
boots. They are, but they'll be fine today.
notice how mine are always rolled up? Like I'm a real
'Cause
short girl.
It's because with
And I was got a lot of
boots,
length.
It's
You
with
wanna
boots, you want them
stack.
to like stack on top of your boots. Because then when you
Okay.
ride and your heel goes down, you don't want to look like you got high waters on and half your boots hanging out of your jeans.
Right. Okay. Good to know. So these boot cut are not really,
I mean, they're fine for your regular shoes.
but just not regular boots. Cool.
No.
Good to know. So I need to get a long.
Yeah. We'll get you some like hollows or something.
Pretty long.
I bought some long jeans the other day, and I mean my hip bone right there. Like I've just got longer legs and a shorter torso, and so like I bought longs and they looked like that.
That's fine. That's
I'm so sorry to use you in like they looked like that in a
That's
derogatory
okay.
term, but well, she's learning. We just told her she needed long jeans. She didn't know. Anyway.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the one wearing leggings today. So if anyone should be made fun of, it's me. Today is our first lesson on camera. We had one other lesson, but it was more like a play lesson. So me and Ethel are kind of embarking on a new adventure this year. Ethel is an ex-pleasure horse, but she just looks a lot better in my opinion going more forward. And we're just trying to have some fun here. So Miss Stephanie has some experience in the ranch riding and in the ranch events within AQHA. Ethel here does not, and I do not. So she's gonna give us a lesson. She's been riding Ethel for a couple weeks now, but we're gonna just embark on this journey in front of y'all. So feel free to judge, feel free to laugh if you think it's embarrassing. Also, I know that I'm in leggings, okay? We've already established that. It's comfy, so you can't embarrass me because I'm not gonna be embarrassed, okay? Anyway, Stephanie, what do you got to say about this?
I'm excited.
You're excited?
I'm excited for you to dip your toes in the ranch.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna like it.
All the new things. And I also just like showing that I've shown for years, and there's still new things to embark on. There's still new things to learn. There's still all these new opportunities, especially within AQHA and the quarter horse breed, because this breed is just so versatile, and it's never too late to teach old dogs new tricks. And that's for me and Ethel both, because I'm embarking on why do I keep saying embarking?
I don't know.
5th time. I'm about to be 30. Yeah, I know. And then Ethel here is 14. So she's just on the verge of being considered like a senior. Don't tell her. Anyway, let's do it. We're also going to, because we're all real girls around here. Like I was saying earlier, I'm kind of in the middle of my shirts and my pants. Like I'm not in my skinny girl stuff. I'm not in my big girl stuff. So it's like my shirt's a little big and I don't want to show the rolls. And so we're gonna see if we're gonna do flannel or no flannel once I get up here. Okay, I also got a new saddle. So this is a Bob's Western saddle. It's like a ranch saddle. I've always loved when I go to a trainer's place and they always have like a Bob's that is so broken in and it's just like a training saddle. And when we were looking for a ranch saddle, I was like, can I buy a Bob's? And then I was like, I'm a grown woman. Yes, I can. So I did. So this is only my second time riding in this one. We're also seeing where I like my stirrups for the ranch stuff. This one does feel shorter.
Doesn't it?
It does. So I think we've established I'm the problem here, that this stirrup feels shorter, but is actually longer. And this is a new saddle, so it shouldn't be like stretched out in any way. So we're trying out, I had them like up a little bit last time I rode, and I felt like I was just a little too up, but you also want to post and be able to get out of your saddle in the ranch, and you don't want your heel to come up. So I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I would say as long as you're comfortable posting and like holding yourself out of the saddle, because like in range you can do like, you can post that extended trot or you can hold the horn and stand. So I just like to be
I'd rather
comfy
post.
enough, but regardless, I'd really be comfy enough to like hold it and stand a few bounces, like be secure there.
Well, then why don't I just go warm her up and then we'll do a couple laps
Yeah.
at the extended
Just
trot
see
and
what
just
you-
see.
See what you think.
Okay.
Because you might go, or you
So
might
that's
love
what we'll
it.
start off by doing. By the way, this is Stephanie. Did I say that? You've met her before. And we're going to do a Catching It with Katie episode where you get to meet her more against her will. So that's going to be nice.
It's like, don't even pick at her face. Because
No?
the second you pick at her face, she kind of like bridles herself up. So for her,
We'll
if
just
we're-
take my hands away then.
Yeah. If we're going to do any picking, I want you to almost like lift and hold and try to get her to go forward through a light hold. A little more, foot. There. And see how that kind of like brings her
Yeah.
shoulders up, bring her neck up? And then you can let her down. If you let her down and she just drops right back to the dirt again,
I
then
feel
we
like
just,
I can sit this. I feel like I can sit the ranch jog much better and I can relax better
yeah,
with this longer stirrup.
yeah.
But I need you to be mean and tell me if this turns into like my leg is everywhere.
Okay, yep. I can do that.
Because I don't want to create those habits. Because I am still trying to be horsemanshipy with other horses. But
You know, I think there's always a fine line between like, you can't be too robotic in that leg. You got to have some movement and some feel. So as long as we kind of meet in the middle there, I think it's a good thing.
and also with that back cinch, am I correct that like my leg needs to be this much more forward than I would have it with like a regular horsemanship leg?
Essentially, yeah. You're going to be a little more forward, a little more down to the cinch.
Got it.
It's not going to be that perfect like hip heel line.
So with that being said, I do feel like this longer leg is okay with that then.
Yeah, because you can reach and kind of come.
She just felt like she was like head diving to the outside there. What do you want me to do in the future?
Just something like that. Think about though, when you go into that correction, you like kind of make a little circle or something, you want to make sure that she's not speeding up through that correction, right? So if you go and have to lift her up, make a circle, control it, almost rate your speed back a little bit, because we want to make sure she stays up in her shoulders and doesn't just kind of plop one way or the other.
Right.
She loves to do that. She wants to just like, oh, you're correcting me, let me dive one way or the other.
Right.
So that needs to be a
So
little
there
slower.
she's kind of tipping her head to the outside.
Yep. She likes to tip right, never really left.
So was that a good correction? Or
Yes, that was better. I would say too, like here, like slow your jog just a hair. You don't have to be too marchy, slow
Okay.
it just a hair. And then think about too, like when you're doing that correction on your left guide, think about your left leg, kind of almost like hugging that rib cage a little bit lower, like create some shape through her body
Okay.
to help her figure out like, I need to look this way.
where's that perfect like ranch jog? Because, you know, I know she'll pitter patter all day long.
Yeah.
So where's that speed?
I like this right here.
This?
Yeah. You want it to be like ground covering, comfy, relaxed, and just have like consistency in your pace. So I like to feel it through my seat. Like there's got to be a good old bounce. So kind of similar to like a big old trail trot.
Right.
And when you're talking about like speed and pace for like the ranch horses, it really is very much, it's like horse dependent, right?
Yeah.
It's just like showing your horse where it looks the best, what looks comfortable, what looks easy, forward. The core of the class is like something you would take out and work cows and go trail ride, like a ground covering, broke, quiet, good-minded horse.
Whenever you're riding ranch, is it still one-handed like the
Unless, so we're going to be riding her with Romel Reins,
Okay.
which you'll hold the like tail with the other hand. Or if you have a young horse and like a, do you call it a bosal or a bosal?
I call it a bosal, yeah.
So a bosal is like it's like a, what would you call it?
Like a big, like just almost like a rawhide, like noseband thing.
Yeah. So there's
like
no
a
bit.
hackamore.
So there's no bit.
Okay.
And so that you can use two hands. And then if you have a young horse that, depending on the class, depending on the horse's age, depending on the association you're showing in, it differs as to who's allowed to. But a snaffle bit, you use two hands. So
A big thing though, like when she does break up into that gait, you don't necessarily always want to just like shut him down, back him up. Because with her, that kind of like rattles her a little bit. You feel she gets a little, ooh, I get a little hot. So I will kind of slowly stop and push him into like a turn on the forehand.
okay.
You don't have, like ideally you don't want to like stop turn on the forehand.
So you don't want me to just bring her back down to the trot. Like she needs sort of.
I want her hind end to completely disengage and then go back to the
Does it matter which direction?
Nope. And it'll probably be real ugly when you do it, but that's perfect. That's how it should be.
Okay. When I get relaxed, I get real head bobby. I have to think about that.
And like here, I would say that was a little bit like slow of a ranchy jog. And she was a little flat in her belly. Did you feel that?
Yeah. So my thing, I guess, is like her takeoff, how to set her up to where she's lifted going into that jog. Just like to roll my spurs up a bit.
Just a little bit. Just like close up that foot. She's going to want to drop her neck when you close up that foot. So don't do it too hard, but you're going to close that foot. Then drop her down. That's better. It's going to be a lot of drive through your seat. So a lot of for your pockets, like you're going to wrap that lower leg around, have that connection, and then your seat's going to create some up and down, and you're driving that hind end up to her face a little. That's better. You could almost have a hair more.
Huh?
You could almost have a hair more. That's super cutesy and correct. So I like that. If we're going to fix anything, see how she keeps kind of dropping her shoulders a little bit and like dropping the pace. So just how you did in that jog, just kind of lift and hold. Like you're not really going to pull. You're just going to feel that bridle and then softly come in and tap your feet at the bottom of that post. So on your sit, you're going to kind of come tap. There you go. Now drop. Cute. She's so pretty. That's okay.
Cool.
Yep. Move that hind end around. And feel there, like she's sticky about it.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't want to.
And she already has like, and people know like she has stifle stuff. So we don't like rip her around. Like we're careful with her. And she's had some maintenance and is going to have more maintenance, but.
She's so cute.
That's cute.
The little come down. Oh. Good girl. I mean, I'm sure there's some collection we could work on.
That was good. That was good.
I think she likes doing this.
I think she likes it a lot. I think she's just like, oh heck yeah, let's go.
But I think she's also like, I mean, she's been a broodmare, you know, for a long, long time. And so,
yeah.
I mean, 3 weeks is, you know, great, but I think it's just gonna be time and conditioning as well. And then she'll get to where she just like can hold that
Yes.
that much longer. And look at her green mouth. And then, you know, I do think she, with a little hind end maintenance, will probably be even lighter on that front end.
Yep.
Because sometimes horses, and especially if they're getting back into work and stuff, and they're like humans, they get sore, they get body sore, they get, you know, they're doing new things, they're building muscle. And so like for her to come out of basically retirement, and we've done some like health maintenance things, you know, we've started her on Adequan. She's a 14-year-old, like I said. She did have some pretty hard training in her youth, which can lead to, you know, some things in their older age, like arthritis and stuff. And so we're combating that with basically joint lubrication. That's with the Adequan. But we haven't done anything crazy with her yet with, you know, and I wouldn't call injections crazy or anything, but that's just the more expensive and like, hey, we're going to actually do this very point blank, like we're going to fix her hocks or we're going to fix her stifles or whatever. So we haven't done injections or anything yet, but that probably is on the docket for just like her performance comfort, and it'll just like help her overall going into these shows in the summer and harder work. So we haven't done that yet, but that's like something that I think will benefit from that, because when they have a little bit of like, you know, pain or lack of range of motion in the hind end, a lot of the times then to take pressure off of here, they will put pressure up here and then they get like a little heavier and things like that. So I think A, conditioning, but then B, a little bit of help will help balance her out a little bit too. And she's just built like this.
A little bit.
Her butt's up here, her head's down here. And that is one thing. It's very hard when like I, at one time, prided myself on having a very, very firm, still leg. Like,
yes,
I prided myself on that. That was something that I worked very hard to maintain. And so then coming back after a long break, coming back after like, sure, I'll ride for a few times a year at this point. I mean, no more than like 20 times a year in the past 5 years. That's a little harder to like kind of stomach, like watching videos of yourself coming back.
But I feel like you have to give yourself grace, because like a majority of that was like in your youth, and like
for sure, like I'm almost 30 now and I need to realize
so
that.
now you're like coming into your own as an amateur, which is way more fun than showing as a youth. Like way more fun.
Yeah. I've only shown amateur like a real show year, my first year of amateur.
Yeah.
After that, I had a horse that I had like as a project horse, and I took him to NSBA World. So like we did a couple local shows and I took him to NSBA World. That was my second year of amateur. But then after that, I haven't shown, other than Congress this past year with Denver and the halter, I haven't shown anything. So it's been a minute. Do you want me to trot this way or do you want to lope?
I'd say let's just lope.
Let's just lope.
Yep.
Which way do you think? I mean, this is her like easier way for her, but the other way,
easy. I think they're both kind of,
the other way looks better.
Hard in different ways. Like this way, she's gonna kind of run through your left leg a little bit, like pushing that shoulder out. And you're probably gonna have to correct in a little bit square corner. The other direction, she's not gonna want to turn left. She's gonna be bracy through the left side. So you're gonna have to just do something different. So you're doing something different to help fix her each direction.
What happened just there? What was that?
A little too much of a lurch. A little too much of a lurch. So try, just walk her back off. I liked them to have that depart be a little more pleasury, in a sense where like I want her to shape her hip up just a hair and then step forward into that lope. So I don't want her to be like straight and then just lurch up through her neck and her shoulder. And she doesn't really like to do that. There you go. There, and then go forward.
And then she's like, turn.
So there, correct with your outside rein. Go to your outside rein, straighten her neck and her shoulder. To throw away your inside rein. And then just kind of release. So you're just like straightening her out from where her shoulder connects to her neck and her head, and then letting her go. So loosen up a little bit more. There you go. And here's where too, like the difference between like being a horsemanshipy pleasure rider varies from the ranch, where like you need to be there, but you need to be like relaxed and soft. So like, don't think you can't take a little hold with your leg and wrap around her, but you can't just have nothing there. She's still going to have the same rhythm. It's just going to be forward. There you go. Stay back just a little bit. Like right here. Try to feel this rhythm. Good.
That's like a tick more. Is that okay?
That's perfect. And honestly, like, I love that right there. These horses get a little bit like uncomfy going forward. So you might have to like find this gear and then just go a lap or two where you just don't pick. You just kind of sit, breathe, like feel her settle into that. And you can soft correct, but just do a light hold and then release. Just like a touch and release. Because see how that brought you down almost too slow? Right there. Now just be picky with your rhythm. So kind of count that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. She got a little tight, heavy there. So you can just lift your hand real slow and then drop it back down. There you go.
What's the move called when they like go diagonally? While
So
they're turning?
she's just kind of like shaping her hip up a little bit, pushing her hip over.
Okay.
I was trying to get her to like go into the corner instead of cutting.
She is a cutter in here. Think about when you do that, make sure, like if you want to ride her into this corner, sit to your outside pocket a little bit and think about catching her with your right foot forward a hair and then letting her corner. There you go. Very cutesy. So like this is your pace. We're getting a little big here. This is your pace where both of you just need to find your breath a little bit. Whoa. That was good.
Well, I'm having a hard time speaking back while I'm doing that pace. So I was like, I need to stop for a second.
No, you're good.
I felt like those last 2 laps might it not have been perfect, sure, but I felt like my seat was a lot more like in rhythm with her and not fighting it, because my horsemanshipiness and like the mix between wanting my body to be still, like innately my brain, but also like knowing at that more forward pace, and with her specifically being a like a loftier like canter, I feel like those last couple laps I was a lot more just like letting it happen.
That's 100% it right there. It's you wanting to be like too still, too perfect through seat and leg, and that's going to flop you around up there.
Yeah.
So just being
like resisting it.
Yeah. Because you said you've done like a reining lesson or two before, right?
I rode some reiners last year, and it just takes me into the lesson to get into it.
To get the feel for, because it's so different.
Yeah.
Your seat has to go so different.
And I mean, I'm just like my hardest critic. And so
don't be.
I'm like, I know, I'm like, I want to look perfect the whole time.
Don't be.
But, and I think this is like an internet misconception, like looking perfect and still the whole time does not equal an effective rider.
Exactly. That's 100% right. That's not always effectiveness.
Yeah.
So like you want.
Sure, you need to like be able to put it together and show.
Yeah. But there's got to be like some softness and elasticity to it, because you have to go with that horse, work with that horse. Mm-hmm. If you're like a stick, it doesn't look pretty.
Yeah.
To the untrained eye, they may be like, oh, she sits really pretty. But if you're too tight.
But your horse might look not put together underneath you, or.
Yeah. Or your horse looks miserable because you're just a brick up there.
Yeah. For sure. And that's also where it's just like the horse, because sometimes like Ricky, her lope is like a dang cloud. You can be a dang stick up there because she's not throwing you around.
They're all different.
Yes.
They've all got different feels, and some are way harder to sit on than others.
Which I felt like with my stirrups a little bit longer, like that trot that I had at the very beginning was a bigger trot, and I felt like I could sit down and around her a lot easier. Mm-hmm. Like I felt like I was really having to like resist the like going everywhere last time I rode.
So what I feel when I do like more like ranchy stuff, more forward stuff is and it may just be me reverting back to the hunters, but like I like my stirrup a little shorter to ride that forward motion, especially on her because she is pretty like rocky feeling when you kick her up there. It's not the worst, but she does move you around.
I'll agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree. I like having short stirrups. Like that is my Band-Aid.
Yeah.
But again, you're probably doing it the correct way. Whereas I feel like I use short stirrups as a way to just like shove my heel down and lock me in and I lose connection.
Yep.
So maybe we'll get back to that, but
maybe
I feel
you need
like
no stirrups.
I feel like I need like some forced
Some
connection first.
Yeah.
Because I don't really want to cut corners coming back into things.
Yeah.
You know? I mean,
some torture.
we'll torture myself. Y'all are seeing it here first. This is going to hurt really bad. I'm just going to trot. I'm not going to canter.
We'll just take some Advil later.
I'm gonna, y'all don't even understand. Just taking my feet out of the stirrups, like right here, I'm like, ugh.
The pull.
But it helps so much. I just need to do like a couple laps every day.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Just come out in the morning.
Stirrups. No stirrups, couple laps every day.
Mm-hmm.
Keeps the doctor away.
Okay, now posting trot.
No.
All right.
That's enough of that.
Let's lope left.
I want to be able to walk tomorrow because it's like, it looks, like when you haven't been doing it, that's so hard. But then, you know what? I just need to do no stirrups for the first 3 or 4 laps of the entire ride. Because as soon as I put my feet back in these stirrups, I'm like, they feel a hole shorter.
Yeah.
Because my whole leg is now like sunk down and elongated. So yeah, I'm learning all my tricks back, Stephanie. I used to do all this schnoodle. Actually, am I allowed to start her off two-handed?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, because like here, like her lope parts aren't really like set in stone right now. And like she wants to be like put together like a horsemanship horse and step off. And this way in particular, she's a little more uppy. But do you feel like she steps off and she's up and down because she's not going far enough forward? So make her walk again. Try that again.
Walk. Oh.
Because I want you to think like you can hold her through that depart, but then just pitch her away and like say go forward.
Like immediately?
Yeah, like immediately, like if she can like take that first stride and then just cruise. Here. There you go. See, that was so much prettier. She's expecting all of your corrections to like kind of cramp her down into that smaller lope. And we want all our corrections to be like really like soft and she kind of relaxes into them and goes forward a little. There, I like that. And then just drop everything down, let her go a couple strides. And if you have to go right back to picking and holding, that's no problem. But just make sure you're giving her a handful of strides to just be like, here, figure it out a little bit.
Right. I didn't say whoa.
She's like, I'm getting
But then I
tired
did.
now.
That's not confusing.
Forward. I like that. Cute.
Yeah, steering this way, non-existent.
It's rough. And when I kind of correct her on the steering this direction, I'll go in and try to make some square corners, but I really kind of lift my left rein and just like make her look around because that's where she's stuck. Good. And see how there, like you really had to keep the forward motion? Now I would say, just for the sake of your brain, just let her lap the arena, and I want you to just put your hand down and just ride and just see what happens. Like, don't correct, don't slow down. You should be good. There you go. And just think soft through your seat. You're going forward. You're not picking. You probably have to look and help, like, really help her steer through the corner so she doesn't ride you in the gate there. No picking. See, that looks so cute. So cute. She's nice and soft and relaxed. Good. Now, why don't you try an extended lope? You're like, what?
Extend the lope?
Just almost think like
Do you come out of your saddle?
Yeah. So think like an Ecke hand gallop. So you can just do as little as like lean forward, or you can like half seat, 2-point, whatever you want, and just cluck to her. And just think, you still want rhythm. You don't want her to just go all the way out there. So this is good. Try to build that rhythm up and forward a little bit more. There you go. Good. Good. Soften that hand down just a little bit. She's so cute. Yes. Quiet that hand. There. Now the hard part is sit back down and kind of just collect your lope a little bit without breaking. Good. There you go. So when you look back, you'll go, that's not even that forward. We'll have to build to that for sure.
I have a fear of her face planting.
Yeah.
Because she's so, sweet girl. I'm actually gonna keep walking her. Because she's so heavy in that front, and like she trips every time I get on her.
Yeah.
And I feel like I think I have a fear of pushing her that forward and trusting that she's not gonna fumble.
Yeah.
So I think we'll build to that, but like I absolutely feel like if I knew in my head she's not gonna face plant,
never gonna do it.
I would have sent her forward.
Yeah.
But like my whole entire brain right then was like, I just feel like she's about to just load her front end and go forward.
That was perfect though, because you did it gradually, right? We don't want to just be like, go like a barrel horse. We want like lengthened, long, pretty strides. So it's something that she's gonna have to learn to build to as well.
Right.
So it's got to be balanced. The second she starts getting on that front end and just pulling, like it doesn't look pretty anymore.
Right.
So I like that.
No, I think it was cute, and I'm definitely gonna watch the video and be like, that's so slow.
You are. Because it feels so much different. It feels like you're cruising.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be fun for you to look back and be like,
I think that was cute.
watch my video over and over again.
Before she's like ready to keel over. All right, before she's ready to keel over, because poor Ethel has been through it, we're gonna let Lindsay ride. So stay tuned for part 2, and Lindsay's gonna come out from behind the camera, and I'm swapping with her. She's getting on Ethel. So let me walk her like one lap. She's just a little winded. She's a little winded.
I mean, shoot, I'd be too.
I'm surprised I'm not more winded. I thought that I was gonna be like entire.
You look good.
No, I don't, Stephanie.
You do. You look so good.
No, I don't.
This is nonsense.
I don't even
You
know what
just
to
needed,
look for,
like-
and I thought you looked good.
Yeah.
Ethel.
Queen.
She's so perfect. I wish she was like 8 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, if we just keep her in riding and don't rebreed her and just keep her in fitness, she can go for a lot longer.
Forever. Yeah.
She's 14 this year.
Mm-hmm.
When's the final?
She's got years.
What's the final age you can ride a horse? Like,
There's really no like final age. It's just like
depends.
whatever they're comfy with. So
Cool.
like some people ride their horses like up into their 20s or later, and some retire sooner. So just depends. Your mounting block.
oh, I was about to say you want to just jump on.
I mean, you could, but
I could do like I did in D&D and just over jump it.
Purposefully.
it happens
Just pew.
sometimes.
I like the high waters.
We're so mean.
Whatever.
So mean.
Whatever. Okay.
All right, Lindsay, do you know how to get on?
I put my foot in, and then
Which foot?
the left,
Yes.
and then swing over,
Yeah.
and put the other foot in.
Mm-hmm.
Grab the reins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get on.
Okay.
Ethel's probably
So you
your
should
trustiest steed you
grab
could
your
possibly ever
reins,
get on.
Okay.
and then like your horn here,
Okay.
or like this part. And then you want to push your knee close, and
Okay.
then swing up.
Lean
and
forward.
over.
Ooh, we should put that in
There
slow
you
mo.
go. Okay,
Look sexy. Just
we're gonna back your feet out a little bit. So we want like the
That wasn't
ball of
sexy.
your foot.
Okay.
Okay. This isn't the correct hold, but we're gonna let you go with it.
Is it? It's more like.
So in these reins, these are splits. So it's gonna be like this.
Okay. Cool.
But that if this was my right hand, it would technically be here.
Okay.
But because I want you to like have some security in case you drop one,
Okay.
we're just gonna have it like this. That way, if you fat finger something and you drop one, it's just gonna lay across.
Okay.
Okay. So think about forward first. So your wiggle can come in and kind of touch here. You're gonna relax back to your pockets. With a little cluck, little
so
wiggle.
you're just gonna give a little flutter with them legs. Look
Oh,
up.
I do both.
Yeah, both legs, and then use your hand to turn her that
Now
way.
Sit back in your pockets and look at me. Softer hand down. Now wiggle your feet. Because you got to get like some forward before you steer. Sit back more, way back. Kick your feet forward a little bit more. There you go. Now leg. Relax your hand down.
Little flutter.
You're doing so good.
Why are we going this way?
You want to just kind of correct. So we're going to like steer her with not only by like pointing her head where we want it to go, but also with our legs like pushing her body in the direction that we want it to go. And a little bit of it is like where our weight is going to. So there's like a couple different factors.
Okay.
So if we wanted her to go that way, we would close this leg, point her nose that way. See what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you want her to go straight, sometimes you just have to like put both legs on and just block her. So here, relax your hand down, sit back on your butt a little bit more. Think about your belly button being pushed way back. Now wiggle your feet. There you go.
Oh.
There, see? And then stay relaxed and like back in your pockets. It's almost like to get that arch out of your back, sometimes you gotta think like someone punched you in the gut and you roll that.
I feel like she's following you.
She is following you. Good, steer that way. So look that way. There you go. Good, sit back a little bit more. Good. That was a really good, nice
beautiful little
turnaround
pirouette.
there. Good, now go. Oh,
She's gonna look
good.
off.
Okay, relax your feet off
She's
her
gonna
belly
look
now,
off.
right?
Watch.
So
It's
think
gonna
about like you're gonna tell her to do something. If she's doing it, then you're gonna relax.
Good
Sit back to your
girl.
pockets a little bit more. There
Should
you
you
go.
tell her like emergency brake if she starts loping and she's uncomfortable?
Say whoa.
So she doesn't.
Whoa.
Take your leg off.
Whoa.
Bail.
It's not
Jump.
working.
Jump off. Tuck and roll.
This one pushes that way?
She's always gonna go away from pressure from your feet.
Got it.
Okay.
So if I want to go this way, I'm going to push in on the left.
Think the opposite, right? So you're just pushing her barrel around.
Okay.
Okay. But sit back more, kick your feet forward, get a little more neutral. There you go. There you go.
Look at the heel down.
Oh,
This is fun.
you're doing so good.
Good job, Ethel. Wait.
See, Ethel's a good girl. There you go. Now you're
That's
riding.
cute. Right there.
That way. Ethel, where are you going? Sit back.
Good job.
Hello.
Hello.
How do I back up?
Just go forward, or you can do that too.
Oh, we're back
Very
in.
nice.
All right. Come on, Miss Girl. Nope, 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 nope. Forward, forward.
Yep, little tap tap,
Forward.
put your hand forward. Now make sure you look where you want to go.
Okay.
There you go. There you go. And I like that too because you like opened your leg. You opened that left leg, you gave her somewhere to go, and you pushed her with the opposite leg.
Look at you. That is the way she likes to turn.
Very nice.
I'm going to be dreaming about this. This is going to be so
You're gonna be
fun.
feeling the rock and
Very
sway in your
nice.
dreams.
Go to the...
You're gonna be
Go to
feeling
the
the.
wall.
Yep. Stay back when you
Saddle
steer though,
shoulders.
right? See how there like you want to like pitch forward and use your leg?
Stay
Sit
back.
back and use it. Yeah.
Okay.
You'll be stronger. and a little more balance. Big thing is you want to be balanced all the time so you don't fall
Balanced.
off.
Yeah, that accent.
Yeah, we really want to be balanced over here.
Balance. Where are you from? Oh, that's
I
right,
have no
Michigan.
accent. I don't know what you're talking about. Got nothing. Do you want to jog?
Sure.
Do you want me to
Whoa.
like jog with you
Ooh.
for a couple steps so you can see what
Yeah.
it feels like?
What do I do? What do I hold on to?
You can hold on to the horn with your other hand if you want.
Okay.
Don't lean forward.
Lean back. Relax. So just stay relaxed in your butt. You want
Don't
your,
change
your
anything.
butt to be soft and
Okay.
your legs to be soft. You're just
Okay.
going to find your balance, okay?
Let me just
You
shut up.
ready?
So what is the movement that I'm supposed to be doing like in the seat?
Nothing. Ride with
Nothing.
it. Go
Just-
with it.
just
Let your
ride
pelvis
with it?
go.
Yep.
This is so fun.
It's not bad.
Oh, I gotta sit back.
Well, Ethel's like, I'm tired.
She's like, I'm
Ethel
done.
said she was done.
Good girl, Ethel. Thank
What a good
you.
pony.
Thank
A
you.
good pony. All right, you want to try it yourself?
Oh God, how do I do that?
You're just going to sit back. You're just going to little wiggle.
She still thinks you're leading her.
I know. I'm trying to discreetly wander away. So like go towards the wall. Don't go towards the middle. Look over here. Look at that tripod. Softer
Hand
hand.
forward.
Oh, sorry.
There you go. That's okay.
Sit back. To the left.
Right up that way. Because you can just like cluck, cluck, tap your feet and just go a couple. There you go. Oh,
We're ready for the novice,
Wow.
amateur, Western pleasure.
you look so good.
This is so fun. Oh no. Oh no.
You're good.
Why?
Sit back,
I don't
take a
know.
breath.
She's not doing
I
anything.
thought I was going into the wall.
Hand back just a little bit.
Now say whoa.
Whoa.
Pull back.
Whoa.
We'll
Whoa.
sit back. Pull back and sit back.
There you go.
And running into the wall.
Kind of. It's almost like you quit riding and you're like, here, do what you want, right? So like if you sit back and we're just like to lift your hand a little bit
Mhm.
and like a soft pull, she would have either stopped or just slowed down for you.
Okay.
But kind of like all of your buttons and your cues like don't really work if you're leaned forward.
So lean back.
There, yep.
Situations where I sound mean. Okay.
I don't think so.
There you go. Stay relaxed. No grabbing through your seat or your leg. Beautiful.
Yeah. Stay relaxed.
Good.
Hand back just a little bit. And then put it back forward. So if she starts to feel like one step going too fast, you pull it back. And then when she reins back, you put it back forward.
Stop. Whoa. Sorry. We weren't turning.
Oh, well, you got to tell her.
So
Turn.
there again, like it's just one of those things where she probably would have taken you this way had you like looked and like helped with your body just a little bit.
Okay.
But I think that's just like a little bit of like scared response where like you see her going into the corner, so then
Yeah.
you look in the corner and then she goes into the corner.
Okay.
Right? Good. Now let your eyes like travel to the right a little bit. Release your inside foot, the one that I can see. Push the outside foot on just a little bit and steer with your hand. There you go. See how that made her just kind of like follow around. So we're just thinking about that through our corners. But once you get her like there, she'll probably do like this rest of this half loop by herself.
Okay.
But you do got to steer her down here because we're by
Okay.
your house.
It's like good enough to go in the Western pleasure.
Lean back more. There.
Easy. She wants to speed up right here.
Yep. Good. Lean back. Just lift your hand a hair and then drop it. There. Lift your hand. Sit back. Oh, goes good. We didn't run away. We got slower.
That's progress.
Oh, I'm going the
Good
wrong way.
progress.
What time is
Okay,
it?
That's fine. Thank you, Ethel.
I think that's a little good
That's good
spot
for
to
me.
end. I'm a proud mom right now of Ethel. Ethel did a great job today.
Not me.
Lindsay did amazing as well. You know, all that Chick-fil-A camp experience really
really-
came through.
Yeah.
Stephanie, thank you for sharing your expertise for both me and Lindsay. And Ethel, We just got to keep up with this, okay? I think this was really fun. Now, I don't know what this looks like edited, so it might not look great edited. I don't know. That's up to them behind the camera. But I think it was fun and kind of just a show in the beginning stages of this journey we're on, of showing in the ranch riding and the ranch rail. And hopefully we get to show you all that at a horse show here in a couple months. So let me know if you have any questions, what more you'd like to see in the riding realm here on the channel, and stay tuned for more updates.